Hey guys, Eduardo with the Partners in Real Estate team here with your November 2023 market update. As you guys that have been tracking the market you've seen what the activity is, and there's still a lot of activity. It's a little bit slower than November. Part of the reason for that is that we definitely saw a spike in interest rates hitting the eights, luckily not going far above that. But now that we're in the first week of December, we're starting to see a significant pullback in those rates, almost dropping solidly into the low sevens. I looked at it today, it's at 705 for a conventional 30-year loan. And so with that, we've been kind of prepping ourselves for this, because what we're anticipating seeing is once we get through these holidays, that people are going to be jumping back into the market. So if you've been kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for rates to come down, they're starting to come down, and the longer you wait, the more people are going to come in. And I hate to sound like fear mongering, because that's absolutely not what I'm trying to do here. My job is to be a fiduciary for my clients and for my network, and so I'm just probably hoping to give you some insight so that if you are thinking like this is the year that you want to buy or need to buy, it's worth having a conversation sooner rather than later to make sure that everything's in place so that we can find the right home. Just a couple of little kind of to show you what this year's doing versus last year, so that you can kind of see why we're anticipating it to be just as aggressive, if not a little bit more than the start of this last year. When it comes to the number of homes on the market, which is what's really keeping prices up, we've seen a almost 30% decline in the number of homes hitting the market, because you have a lot of people, it's called the golden handcuffs, that are sitting in their homes in 3% rates or 4% rates, that they haven't wanted to step into the market because of that difference in the interest rate. Well, as soon as those interest rates start coming down, they're going to come onto market, but they're also going to be taking a house typically off market. So it's a net zero gain for those houses coming to market, right? So with a 30% drop in inventory, that's what's keeping these prices high, because then when we shift into looking at how many pendings, well, we'll even look at how many solds, how many homes sold in the month of November, we're seeing only a 20% drop between this November 2023 and last November, right? And then if we look at pending, so these are active people in the market in contract at the moment, it's a 1% drop. That's it. That's the difference, right? So the demand is absolutely still there. The inventory has declined, and so that is what's keeping prices where they are, and what's going to push them to go higher, because we're not anticipating a lot of inventory coming on market. There's nothing in the data that shows us that that's going to be the case. Happy to have that conversation with anybody that's looking at data that says something different, but all the data that we're looking at is going to continue to show a very tight inventory going into 2024, while demand has not declined like at pretty much at all. Looking at the pendings, right, it's a 1% difference. It's 749 in contract at this moment versus 757 last year, which again is that's not significant whatsoever. It's the same. And then when we look at the days on market, it's a 40, the houses are going into contract 36% faster than they were last year. So last year it took 41 days on average for a home in the greater Sacramento area to get it go into contract, whereas right now it's taking 26 days. So again, if you're sitting waiting for that quote unquote proverbial bubble to drop or burst, it's not happening. And so if you do know that buying a home is in one of your to-dos for this upcoming year, let's have a conversation so that we can set you up right, make sure that you have everything ready to go if we find you guys the right house. And if it turns out that this year wasn't the right year, that's okay. You still have everything set up, and we have a nice clear strategy for you for whenever that time is right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hoping this was helpful. Please feel free to reach out or DM me. My contact info is below, or schedule a time for us to chat. We'll see you guys on the next one.